Biggest turn-ons your crush has done? In a hot tub with this girl I had a huge thing for and a few of her friends. She decides to get us some beer from inside. As she is coming back and handing it for all of us, the next string on her bikini came undone. Both boobs out and right in my face. I was riding that high for at least a week. I was about 14 and at a water park waiting for my friends to change, and they had doors on the change rooms, and as I am sitting there a change room door slowly opens and a girl about 20 is fully naked and sliding down her panties, and she looks up and we make eye contact and she smiles and winks and slowly closes the door. My friends all come out oblivious to what just happened, and I had to walk with my towel in front of me for a long time. I was visiting a friend and keeping an eye on her kids while she was taking a shower. Her daughter wanted my phone so much that I gave it to her and she ran off to the bathroom. The daughter asked her mom, who had just gotten out of the shower, to take a photo of her, I guess. She comes back and says, "Look at the picture mommy took of me." What they didn't realize was that the daughter was standing in front of a mirror when the picture was taken. I started rolling laughing and told her to go show her mom the picture again. Then the next sound I heard was her mom yell, "Oh my God, give me that. He better not have put you up to this." Lol, we all were completely innocent in this accident.
My boyfriend, 24M, will break up with me, 25F, if I buy a house. Alright, this is my first time posting ever on Reddit, so be kind you weirdos, haha, but I truly don't know what to do. I've been very blessed and fortunate that my parents created a savings account to buy my first home. I finished my MA and moved back home to save some cash to buy a house. I moved home about a year and a half ago. I met my now boyfriend. He's doing an apprenticeship in town and wants to move back to his hometown. He's finished 7 hours away. We've been dating for 7 months. I've managed to save up money, not a crazy amount, till 15K, to start at least looking around. My parents then told me about the savings account they have for till 30K. I've been now invested in fine place. I found a place last, an intensive fixer-upper, like I'm talking gutting it from ground up, but it's my dream location in my hometown by the water, and I love the idea of making it my own, obviously with a lot of time, money, and help. I brought this up to my boyfriend. He's been stonewalling me with everything I bring up with buying this house, saying things like, "That's going to take years to fix, that's going to cost so much to fix," etc. Like I already know this, but it's giving me more of if do this we're through vibes, and I just don't know what to do or say to him that I haven't already. Is this him finding a way out because he wants to back to his hometown? Is he jealous? I want to be with him. He's truly the man of my dreams, but are we just in different places in life? More info. He is not expected to help with anything to do with this house. He's an electrician apprentice. His apprenticeship ends in till 2 years. The house is being sold by a family friend for $120,000, price of the lot. Don't know how house by the water means seaside villa. I live in Ontario, so when someone mentions water, it's more like a house by a body of water, a lake. I haven't sent in a letter of offer to buy this place. I'm just seeing how the rest of the world feels about this situation. Side note, if I do put a letter of offer in, yes, I would be able to live at home for the time being, and yes, BF would be able to live with me at my family home if you would even want that. I fully understand that it will take years and lots of money to do this. Unless I die tomorrow at my ripe age of 25, I will be able to do this project over time money that I make. I also didn't know about him wanting to go back home until about a month and a half ago. Clarification, I would be doing this while working FT from home, and would be doing this project over the course of 5+ years to either rent, live, or sell it, an investment property for the future. Update. I've already told him that I would be also willing to move to his hometown after he's done his apprenticeship, whenever that is, maybe 2 years, but the program is apparently backed up, so could be longer, but I just feel like it's a sacrifice he wouldn't do for me, so yeah. I will keep everyone posted of our conversation after him and I talk. He's gone to play golf. I gave my husband an ultimatum: quit his job or I'm leaving. Let's preface by saying that I love him, I don't want to leave him, but I can't keep seeing the man I love killing himself for a company that doesn't value him. My husband got promoted to sales director last year, and we were very happy about it at first, but then his life, and my own, became hell. The company is struggling and is dealing with numerous lawsuits from clients. My husband knew nothing of this when he was brought on as director. He works every single fucking day from 8 a.m. and comes home late, even past midnight. Often he works full Saturdays as well. He has lost weight and his hair is already graying. One night he didn't come back home and I panicked. I called his company and they wouldn't tell me where he was. He reached out to me around midday and I learned he had been hospitalized for heart palpitations. Doctors advise him to take more exams because he risks an heart attack. He is just 36 but looks 10 years older. His company uses and abuses him. I heard him talking to his bosses on phone calls, the way those people talk to him, and he is too beaten down to leave. I'm friend with his deputy director. Funny thing, I suspected they were having an affair at first, but she became a great friend for me and she's actively looking. We tried to drill this into my husband, to no avail. I have been polite, I have been rude, now I'm just done. I don't want to watch him die. I gave him the ultimatum: quit this fucking job or I am gone. He is worried about the money, but I work and I can be the breadwinner while he recuperates and looks for a new job. He seemingly took me seriously but for now has not quit. He has taken sick days, and he has really fallen sick now. I can't take this anymore. I love this man and I am watching him kill himself for people that piss on him if he was on fire. Update. I thought on it and I am convinced that if I leave, he might literally die, so I decided to take the situation in my hands. hands. Tonight his deputy director came over and we drafted my husband's and her resignations. We decided to not submit them right away, but to use their emails and accounts to find proof of the company's mistreatments and abuses. They had him work 16 hours a day and pressured him to the point of giving him heart problems. Now he has taken sick leave and barely get out of bed. He just sleeps and I have to check he's breathing because at this point I am scared he might die in his sleep. The doctor said it's just a fever, but there's also physical and mental exhaustion and he needs to rest. I wake him up to get a drink, some water and something. I have to help him get up and walk to the bathroom. Tonight I made it clear he is not going back to the job and he agreed. His deputy director spoke to him too and told him hearsay is that the company is going to collapse and close down by next fall, so they need to get out now. There's not much to add. I spent the evening with her and we wrote the resignations and went through his emails, but we didn't find much. I broke down a bit, cried on her shoulder. I am so bottled up I needed to let some out. That's all for now. I wish to thank everyone who gave me advice and compassion for our situation. I will be taking care of my husband, but I am so angry and sad. Those people destroyed the man of my life. I want to be hopeful, but I'm not sure he will go back to how he was before. Wish us luck. My 27F boyfriend 24M hit me in my pregnant stomach. What should my next move be? Together for 3 years. We seem to have by this recurring argument about him being jealous of my oldest son's father. Today, I received a call from my son's school about some trouble he got in with his classmate. I called his dad to inform him, which is something we always do in situations concerning our child. I always communicate matters with my son to his father and vice versa. We strictly discuss our son and nothing else whatsoever. There's never any inappropriate interaction between my son's dad and I, ever. When the phone call was over, we continued the conversation through text. This must have rubbed my boyfriend the wrong way because his body language appeared tense all of a sudden. I asked him what was wrong and he responded that he didn't like the fact that some of my passwords are my son's name because he has the same name as his dad. I told him my passwords are just that, my child's name, not his dad's. He seemingly got over it and we moved on. Fast forward an hour later, he comes in the room and tells me he will text me later while he's at band practice and that he wants me to respond back as fast as I responded to my son's father earlier today. He never texts me while he's at band practice, he always calls after or I'll just see him when he gets home. So I told him I'm not responding at all since he's comparing himself to my oldest son's dad again and only texting me just to see if I'll respond in a certain time. This gets him even more upset and he begins raising his voice. I go to try and leave the room to avoid arguing and he blocks me from leaving and telling I'm not leaving, so I start yelling for him to move out of my way. My boyfriend is a huge guy, 6'1", 260 lbs, compared to my petite self, 5'0", 164 lbs. By this point, my 1-year-old is crying and I'm trying to get to him. My boyfriend keeps pushing my hand every time I grab the doorknob and using his weight to keep the door from opening, so I hit him in his shoulder. Not hard at all, he probably barely felt it. And he hit me back way harder in my stomach. I'm currently 6 months pregnant, so I turn the other way and start to cry. Instead of apologizing, he starts to blame me, saying it was a reflex because I hit him first and he didn't mean to hit my stomach. He also said that he didn't even hit me that hard, which was false. He tries to grab me and I lash out in anger, hitting, yelling, and kicking. When he finally let me leave the room, he follows me to the other room demanding talk right now. I told him no and he proceeds to pull and yank off of the bed to get me to go with him until I yelled at him to leave me alone. Our 1-year-old is next to him while he's doing this, so he screams and cries for me to come up. I told my boyfriend he's scaring the baby and he just keeps trying to take him from me, so I put him down and pull me out of the room. He eventually gave up and said I'm using our son as an excuse to avoid talking. I'm just at a loss of words right now. Just to clarify, we weren't in front of my son when I kicked him. I hit and kicked him to get into the room where my son was crying. My BF 26M wants to meet 26F to move to his small town with him, and the sacrifice is too much for me. What do I do? Just some background information. 26F and my BF 26M just celebrated our 5-year anniversary. He is from a remote northern Canadian town and we currently live in a city 6-ish hours away and just bought a house a year ago. I am from another province, but I have family in the city and drive home 8-ish hours, usually around the holidays and long weekends. He is extremely close with his family and often goes to visit at least once a month. Some more context. He works a fly in and out job, so I only see half year. He has asked me to back for years and I always told him I didn't want to because I would be giving up everything. I finally feel happy the life I have built in the city. I have new lasting friendships, a good relationship with my family, adventure and hobbies. I train aerial arts. I already struggle with loneliness and depression. He's at work as I tend to isolate myself pretty easily and have to force myself to go out. Otherwise, I won't have human interaction for days at a time. We just found out last week that his dad has cancer. His dad is his biggest role model, so of course this is destroyed him. He feels guilty for not spending more time, not being there the last 5 years, etc. I'm doing my best to be a rock for him when it's it. But he is left to go spend a few months with his family, which is fine because it's what he needs the most right now. And I told him I would look after the house while he's away. Of course, now the idea of us moving there is stronger than ever, as he said it's a damn good reason to back. His dad is taking about leaving him the house, and his mom is talking about how someone will move in with her if something were to happen since she can't look after everything herself. They live on a few acres of land. He has 3 other siblings, 2 of them have their own families, but they all live in the town. His closest brother has mentioned that he and his fiancée are willing to live in with his mom since they are the only ones without a mortgage. Of course, I love my dad so much, and I never want to lose him, and I always said he was the one we were going to get married. I know it's selfish, and maybe I'm an asshole, but I would be giving up everything to there. My family, my friends, my aerial arts, my job, everything. My family back home has repeatedly told not to there as it's too remote, and will never be able to visit. It's over 10 hours of driving. I've always been a city girl. I like going out to bars, restaurants, festivals, downtown life, having my out-of-town friends visit, etc. My BF has always been a country boy, grew up quadding, fishing, shooting, etc. I enjoy the country, but this is not the life I would have made for myself. I'm not sure that I can be happy there, and I'm afraid of being left alone there with no support while he's gone to work. My family would never visit, and neither would my friends. I want to support him, but I'm not sure about making the sacrifice, but I don't want to lose him there. TLDR. BF is from small remote town and wants to move back. I don't want to because the sacrifice is too much for him. His dad has cancer, and now the pressure to back is on.